Welcome on the channel Voices of Reddit. Today we have an intriguing story about the
My two siblings both graduated from high school better than I did. I am the middle child in a family of 3 siblings, and I love both my older brother and my younger sibling dearly. Our family has always been close-knit, with bonds forged through shared experiences, mutual respect, and unconditional love. My parents have always emphasized the importance of supporting one another, and they've fostered an environment where each of us feels valued and heard. This isn't about parental comparison or anyone else drawing lines between us. It's more about my internal feelings and how I've been processing certain events that have unfolded over the years. Growing up, my older brother was someone I looked up to immensely. He has always been exceptionally smart, with a natural aptitude for learning that seemed almost effortless. Throughout his school years, he consistently excelled in his studies, often setting the bar high for academic achievement, not just within our family, but also among his peers. Teachers praised him, friends admired him, and even extended family members would often use him as an example when encouraging their own children. When he graduated from high school, he was among the top 5% of his graduating class. It was a proud moment for him and for our entire family. I remember attending his graduation ceremony, the air filled with excitement and the promise of new beginnings. The applause was thunderous when his name was called, and I felt nothing but happiness and admiration for his accomplishments. It made perfect sense to me. He worked hard, and his efforts paid off. I wasn't mad or jealous. In fact, I was inspired by him. His success motivated me to strive for excellence in my own endeavors. As I transitioned into high school, I carried with me the lessons I had learned from observing my brother. I was determined to do my best, not just to live up to any expectations, but to fulfill my own potential. I threw myself into my studies, aiming to achieve high grades in all my classes. I was meticulous with my homework, participated actively in class discussions, and sought help whenever I faced challenges. I ended up graduating with a weighted GPA of 4.4, and I didn't receive a single B throughout my entire high school career. I was passionate about my education and equally passionate about music, which led me to enroll in numerous music classes. Music wasn't just an elective for me. It was a significant part of my life and something I wanted to pursue in college. I spent countless hours practicing my instrument, composing pieces, and immersing myself in various musical genres. I'm now in my 2nd year as a music major, following that very dream. And every day I feel grateful to be studying something I love so deeply. Despite my hard work and high GPA, I didn't graduate in the top 5% of my class. I was told that this was because I took too many music classes, which weren't weighted as heavily as other advanced courses like AP or honors classes. Essentially, my dedication to music, a core part of my identity and future aspirations, affected my class ranking negatively. At the time, I tried to brush it off, telling myself that rankings weren't everything and that I should be proud of my accomplishments regardless. After all, I had been accepted into a prestigious music program, and I was on the path I had always envisioned for myself. However, deep down, a seed of doubt began to grow. I couldn't help but question why my efforts didn't translate into the same recognition that my brother had received. I started to wonder whether my choice to follow my passion had inadvertently placed me at a disadvantage in the eyes of the academic system. It seemed unfair that courses aligned with my future career were considered less valuable in calculating class rankings. This realization led me to reflect on the broader implications of how different fields of study are perceived and valued. Recently, my younger sibling, who identifies as non-binary and uses they/them pronouns, is about to graduate from high school. They're incredibly talented and have a knack for both music and visual arts. Just like me, they're planning to pursue music in college, along with a double major in visual arts. Their creativity knows no bounds, and they've always had a unique perspective on the world, expressing themselves through various artistic mediums. Over the years, I've watched them grow and develop their skills, often collaborating with them on musical pieces or attending their art exhibitions. When I found out that they are graduating in the top 5% of their class, I was filled with a mix of emotions. On one hand, I was thrilled for them. They deserve recognition for their hard work. On the other hand, I felt a deep sense of disappointment and confusion about my own experience. It brought back all the feelings of inadequacy that I thought I had moved past. I began to question, once again, why my efforts hadn't been acknowledged in the same way. What hit me hardest was knowing that throughout high school, I had been more consistently diligent in my studies than they were. While I love them immensely, they have a tendency to procrastinate and often leave assignments until the last minute. There were numerous occasions when they'd be up late into the night finishing projects or cramming for exams. Despite this, they are receiving an accolade that I didn't get, even though I maintained a perfect GPA and dedicated myself fully to my studies and extracurriculars. This has led me to question the value of my efforts. What's the point of working tirelessly if it doesn't lead to the same acknowledgement that others receive? It feels as though my hard work went unnoticed, while others who might not have put in the same level of effort are celebrated. I understand that in the grand scheme of things, in college and the professional world, being in the top 5% of your high school class isn't a significant factor. People don't typically ask about your high school ranking once you're an adult pursuing your career. However, the recognition feels important because it's a tangible acknowledgement of one's dedication and achievements during formative years. Yet, despite knowing this logically, I can't help but feel a sense of unfairness and hurt. It's challenging to reconcile my feelings when I see both of my siblings being honored for their achievements while I wasn't, even though I worked just as hard, if not harder. It makes me feel like the weak link in the family, and that's a difficult emotion to grapple with. I've started to question my worth and wonder why my efforts didn't yield the same recognition. I remember one evening sitting in my room, surrounded by mementos of my high school years. Certificates of achievement, trophies from music competitions, and photos with friends and family. I held my diploma in my hands, tracing the embossed lettering with my fingers. Despite all these symbols of success, I felt a void. I thought about the countless hours I had spent studying, the nights I sacrificed social events to ensure I was prepared for exams, and the dedication I poured into every project. I asked myself whether it was all worth it if the system didn't recognize my efforts in the same way it did for others. Again, I want to emphasize that this isn't about jealousy or resentment towards my siblings. I am genuinely proud of them and happy for their successes. My feelings are more about my own self-worth and understanding where I fit within my family's narrative of achievement. It's an internal struggle that's been weighing on me. I decided to have a conversation with my parents about how I was feeling. One evening after dinner, I asked if we could talk. We sat down in the living room, the soft glow of the lamps creating a warm atmosphere. I took a deep breath and began to express my thoughts. I told them how proud I was of both my siblings, but that I was struggling with feelings of inadequacy. I explained how not being in the top 5% made me feel overlooked, despite my hard work. My mom reached out and held my hand. "Honey, we are so proud of you," she said gently. "Your dedication, your passion for music, and your kindness towards others make you an exceptional person. Rankings and percentages don't define who you are." My dad nodded in agreement. "You've accomplished so much already, and we have no doubt that you'll continue to achieve great things. Your path is unique, and your contributions to the world will be significant in ways that numbers can't capture." Their words provided some comfort, but I still felt a lingering sadness. I appreciated their support, but I needed to find a way to reconcile these feelings on my own. In the following weeks, I tried to focus on my college studies and immerse myself in music. I attended rehearsals, worked on compositions, and collaborated with other students. Being surrounded by like-minded individuals who shared my passion helped alleviate some of the negative feelings I had been experiencing. One day, I decided to talk to my younger sibling about it. We were sitting in a cafe near campus, sipping on our favorite drinks. I hesitated at first, not wanting to dampen their excitement about graduation. But I realized that open communication was essential. "I want to share something with you," I began. "I'm incredibly proud of you for graduating in the top 5%. That's an amazing achievement. But I've been struggling with some feelings about not receiving the same recognition when I graduated." They looked at me thoughtfully. "I didn't know you felt that way," they said softly. "I always thought you were so accomplished with your perfect GPA and all your music awards. I guess it's just hard seeing both you and our brother being honored in that way when I wasn't," I admitted. "Even though I worked really hard, it feels like I fell short somehow." They reached across the table and placed their hand over mine.
Thank you for watching. In addition to this story, we have other equally intriguing videos that we recommend you check out.